Good everyone, my name is Graphics. In this video, we want to solve a problem involving development. We'll be looking at an aspect of development which is called what? Triangulation. And the question goes like this. It says, a transition piece connects a 36mm square pipe at the top and a 70mm circular pipe at the bottom. If the center line of the circular coincides with the geometrical center of the square pipe in the top view and height of the transition piece is 38mm, draw the development. Is that okay? So the first thing you do is for you to draw your horizontal line in this manner. I'll move this aside and I'm going to draw my horizontal line here at this point. I'll draw the horizontal line. You can see that, and I'll pick a point, let's say here, and I'll draw a vertical line on that point this way. You can see that. Let me extend it more to come down. Now once we've done that, we are told that at the top it is 36mm, right at the top. Is that taken? So I'm going to take my compass and I'm going to measure half of 36. Right, let me use this from zero here. This is 30, half of 36 is 38, so this is 18 here. There is 19, so half of 36 is 38. This is then 18. You can see that. So I'll come to this point here and I'm going to place it at this point. I'll mark to the left and I'll also mark to the right. All good. And we're given that the height is what? Is 38. All good. So I'm going to measure 38 on my meter rule this way. From this point, this is 0, right? This is 38, somewhere around here. Can you see that at this point? And I'm going to draw an horizontal line on that point in this manner. Can you see that? Now we're told that the base is given to be the base is circular and is given to be 70mm. So measure half of 70, which is 35. So from 0 is 35 here, and I'll place it at the center point here. I'll mark towards the left and I'll also mark towards the right. Alright, and I'm going to join each of those points together, which I'm going to tick in. So from here I'll tick in this, and from here I'll tick in this, right? And from here I'll tick in this also, and here also I'll tick in this too, right? This is the elevation. Now to draw the plan, it says this plan has the same center. So this is the plan here. I will draw an horizontal line. I can easily use my long, short, long to show that it's actually a center line. You can see that. Where they meet, I'll take the radius of this here. Can you see that? And I'll place it at this center point here. Right? And I'm going to draw a circular base this way. I can easily take in it in this manner. You can see that. So it means that this is coming down here from this point, and this is also coming down here on this point. Then I'll also bring this to come down here, and I'll also bring this to come down here. Now what I'll do, since the top here is square, means all the sides are equal. So I'll take the measurement of this. You can see that. I'll mark up and I'll mark down. This will now help me to cover this up in this fashion. So I'll take my instrument and I'll join this passing through this point to touch here. I'll come here also and I'll join this passing through this point to touch here, which I am going to close here up. From here will be closed up, and from here will also be closed up. You can see that. So this is what the question suggests. I'll just draw my center line here to show it is the center point here. Right. So I'll just come here and I'll do this. Long, short, long, short, long, short. Just like that. This is what we have here. So this is what the question is telling us to do. Right? So we need to develop this when you cut this into two. Let's say we're cutting it from here, right? So I can easily label here to be A. If here is A, here will be B, here will be C, here will be D, here will be E, and here will be what? F. You can see that? So if here is EF, this point here will also be what? Point E, comma F. If here is AD, here also be what? A, comma what? D. If here is CB, here will be what? C, comma what? B. You can see that? Now the next thing is we are now going to divide this into 8 or more than 8 equal parts. So take my 45 degree set square in this manner. You place it on your T-square this way. You can see that, and you allow it pass through the center. So we're passing through the center. I'll just mark here 1. I'll mark here 2. You can see that, and I'll do the same thing for the other part too. You can just change it this way. Let me bring it down. So we're having this point. I'll mark here, and I'll also mark here, right? And we already have this. So what I'll now do next is I'm going to bisect these 2 points in order to get half of 45. Can you see that? So I'm going to slash an arc here. I'll come here also. I'll slash another arc here. The reason is to get a center point, the middle of these 2 points here. So I'll just draw a line that will pass through that center here. Let me show you what I'm actually talking about. This center here. You can see that. So on the center here. just draw a line that will pass through that center. And so that's how I'll mark this point and this point. So instead of doing that for everything, when I place it from here to here, right, I'm going to have the next point here, right? And when I place it at this point too, from here to here, I'll have the next point here. And when I place it here also, from here to here, I'll have the next point here. And similarly at this point too, I'll have the next point here. This is what we have here. So I'll start doing my labeling by saying this is point 1, right? Point 2, depending on what you want on. Point 3, point 4, point 5, right? Then I'll go again. That's from here to here is 5 also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see that. Then 4, 3, 2, 1. 2, 3, 4, then 5. Why is it? This figure here is symmetrical. If I cut it from this level here, what is at the top will be at the bottom. If I cut it horizontally from the center, what I'll see at the top will be this mirror image of what I'll see at the bottom here. If I cut it vertically like this, the mirror image, what I'll see at the left will be what I'll see at the right. Is that okay now? So this is what we have here. So we'll continue. So if that is the case, I will now join each of those points. I'll join B to 1, and I'll also join B to 5. Right? B to 5. I'll join B to 4, and I'll also join B to 3. And also join B to 2. So what happened to B will happen to every point here. Even F, because we say that mirror image, we have 4 quadrants here. This 2.5 to 1 is one quadrant, 5 to another quadrant, 5 to another quadrant. So everything that is happening here will happen in different sections here. So B and F is the same thing. So I'll come to this point here. I'll mark from F to 1, F to 2, F to 3, faint line, F to 4, right, and F to 5. Can you see that? Similarly, I'll come here, this point, F, B, C, and E, they're all the same since this is a square. So I'll come from C to 5, right? I'll come from C to 1, right? I'll come from C to 4, and I'll come from C to 3, C to 2, just the same, symmetrical. Similarly, at this point, so the same thing happen from 1 to E, right? From 5 to E, from E to 2, from E to 3, and from E to what? To 4. You can see that? So I've joined all those points together. Is that okay? So if this point 5 here, here is also 5. If it's 0.5 here, here is also 5. They're all symmetrical, like I told you earlier. They are what? Symmetrical, as I told you earlier. Now, the matter here is we'll start developing. This is the plan. You can see the actual length of this line. For you to get the actual length of this line, you need what? The elevation. This is the plan, this is the elevation, right? So what I'm going to do here is I will draw a line at this point here. I can do it anywhere, right? I'll draw a line here from here to here, where this point here will be my reference point. Is that okay? So whatever measurement I take at this quadrant here, the same will be applied to every quadrant because I said it is what? Symmetrical. Is that okay now? So this is what I'm going to do. So since I am cutting this from this point here, right, I want to start my measurement from here. So you can start from anywhere. I can try to cut it. So when you cut it open from this side and you spread it wide open, that's when you see the development. So if I want to start, I'm starting from A to 1, right? So if I say I'm moving from A to 1, this is A here to 1, right? So I'm going to mark in this manner. Can you see? This point here is point 1, point 1A. See what I'm doing? This is 1 what? 1A. I'm knowing fully well 1A is not saying 1D. 1A, comma what? 1D. They're all the same. Is that okay? 1A, comma what? 1D. So if I should come there, I will now draw my line from this point here to move to this point. Can you see that? So if I pick a point here, this my point here I'm picking will be my point A. That is what my point A. And if I now measure to get 1A here, I'll move from this point here to this point here. Why am I putting this point? Because my A, this is the highest point of A here. This A you're seeing. So I'll put it here. That's what we have. So I'll come to A. I'm going to draw an arc. So this arc I'm drawing, A is on that line. So it will be a straight line that will just join A to that point. So from here, I will draw a straight line from A to that point. To where it meets here, that will be my point 1. Is that taken? Now that is not the end. The next thing is I want to get B. I know 1 is connected to B. So for me to get B, I'll just from here, from A to what? To B, up and down, right? So I'll take my compass. I'm going to place it from here, from A to what? B. Nothing changes. It's a straight line, right? A to B at the plan center, saying A to B at the what? The elevation. You can see that? So when I place it here at A, I strike an arc up and I also strike an arc down. So why am I doing that? Because they are symmetrical. What is up is what is down also. Now, towards my left is B and towards my right is F. So BF is here. Is that again? So what they have in common with A? 1. 1 is connected to F, 1 is connected to what? To B. They are symmetrical. So I'll take my compass, I'll take from 1 to B, which is saying from 1 to F, any of the two, right? And I'll come to this point to get the actual length, the true length, and I'm going to mark. Can you see? That point I mark here, that point is either my 1B or my 1F. Is that okay? Either 1B or 1F. And I'll draw a line from that point to touch here, from here to here. That is the true length. So if I want to get the true length, I'll take my meter rule from this point and I'll take it here. So placing it at 1, I'll get B and I'll get what? F. So this point where they intersect, this is F, right? This is F here, and this is what? This is B. And they are connected with a straight line. So 1 to F, right? 1 to F from here, 1 to F, and 1 to B. What do you notice? BAF, BAF are connected with a straight line. So I can just use my straight line and connect those points together, right? From here, on this point BAF, you can see there's a straight line. I'll thicken it. So this is from here to here. I'll come again, that is not the end. I'll measure from point B, I want to get 2. So from 1 here to 2 here is the same thing, 1 to 2 to the left or 1 to 2 to the right. You can see that, any of the two. Can you see that? So I'll come to 1, which at this point I'll mark up so that I'll get my 2 at that point. So I need F to 2. The same thing as saying what, B to 2, any of the two. So if I focus on here, it will work for everything. So B to 2 is here. Can you see that? So for me to get the true length, I'll come here and I'm going to mark. Where it's marked, that will be my 2B or my 2F, the same thing. So this will be my 2B. Let me say 2B here. Is that taken? Or you call it your 2F. 2B or 2F. 2F or 2B, the two of them. So I'll just draw a line from this point and I'll draw them together. That will be the true length. So I'll place it at this point and I'll come here. That's the true length. So if I place it at F, F will give me 2 and B will also give me 2. So where they meet at this point, this is my point 2 and this is also my point 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and they're all connected together from this point to this point, right? And from this point to this point also, right? Can you see that? Now we'll proceed. The same thing from B connected to point 3 and F is equal to point 3. Remember I said they are symmetrical. So for me to get from B to 3, I'll just move from 2 to 3 first of all. 2 to 3. Can you see that? And I'll come from 2 here to get point 3. I'll come to here also to get what? Point 3. Can you see that? And for me to get the actual length from B to 3, using I'm saying 3 to F, right? I'll come here at arrow, I'm going to mark. So this will give me my 3B or my 3F. So this point can be for 3B or what? Or 3F. So I'll draw a line from this point and I'm going to mark. That is the true length. So taking it from here to here, from this point to this point, right? From this point to this point, I'll put it at F to get 3. Put it at B to also get 3. So where they intersect, that will be my point 3 and also my point 3. Is that taken? Now the next one is, since B is connected to point 4, so from 3 to what? To 4, both up and down. So I'll place it at 3 to get what? Point 4. I'll place it at 3 also to get point 4, right? So what I'm going to do here is, we know that F is connected to 4 and B is also connected to 4. So the true length of that will be from B to 4 or from F to 4, any of them. And I'll come here, I'll mark. Now if you look at this, I don't want it to look so rough. So what I'll do is I'll just try to do it here. See the same reference line. So let me just do that here. See the same reference line. I'll just place it here. The same reference line, I'll just place it at this point. From here to here is meeting. I don't want it to be rough, right? So I'll just roll a line here. The same measurement, right? I'll just come here and I'll roll a line here. Let me bring it down a little bit. So from here I'll roll a line here. You are taking from this point. I'll roll a line at this point. So this will be another reference line, don't worry. So I'll take it to my new reference line here, representing this. So let me just extend this a little bit. Can you see that? So I'll proceed. So we said from looking for point 4. So from 4 here is what we have. So I'll just place it at this point. I'll mark it this way. So that point you're saying is my point 4. Is that taken? So, or just come back here. Any way you want to do it. At this point here will be my point 4. Whatever you want to do. So I can just come here. That'll give me my 4b, right? Or my 4f, any of them. So I'll just join them to this point. From here to here. It can be here too, but I don't want too much line. So the true length from here to this point, I'll come to point F in order to get point 4. I'll come to point B in order to get point 4. So where they meet, this is my point 4 here. Also, this is my also point 4. So let me just join this to this point. Faint line. This to this point. Faint line. I'm also here to here. Faint line. Here to here also. Faint line. So you can see that. Now the next one is 5. So from 4 here to 5. Can you see that? I'll come from 4 here to get 0.5. I'll come from 4 here to get what? 0.5. Can you see that? So we need B to 5 or F to 5, any of the two. So for me to get from B to 5 here, as you can see, I'll come to this point here and I'm going to mark. I can mark here if I want the space, but there's no space, so I'll come here and I'm going to mark. So what I'm seeing here will be for what? For 5B, either 5B or what? Or 5F. Is that taken? So when I join from this point to this point, that's the true length there. So I'm going to mark it, the true length, from this point to this point. So I place it at B, I'll get 0.5. I place it at F, I also have 0.5. So where they meet here, that will be my 0.5, and here also will be my 0.5. So I'll just join those lines together. Join the line here together. Can you see that? Now the next thing is, I'm done with point B, right? The next point I want to get will be point what? Point C. So I'll move from, we know from B to C, right? Since you're saying F to E, because from here to here, since you're saying from here to here. So when I mark, my F to E will be somewhere around here. My B to E will be somewhere around here. All together. So what I'll simply do here, I want to get point E here, right? Or I want to get what? Point C here. So how will I do that? I know that point 5 is connected to C. Likewise, the same measurement, point 5 is connected to what? Connected to E. You can see that? So to get the true length, I'm going to come here and I'll mark any of them I want to. If I come here, I can do that here, or I can do that here, right? So at this point is my point 5. So taking this point you're seeing here. So if I join this line to here, I'll get my 0.5. So this is the true length of the 0.5 here, from here to here. Can you see that? So when I place it at 0.5, I'll strike an arc. When I place it at 0.5 here also, I'll strike another arc. So where they meet, that point they meet, F to E, and B to what? To C. I'm doing them simultaneously. F to E, then B to C. So I'll just join them with a straight line from this point here. I'll join F to E, then B to C, right? Then this 5 is connected to this point here, and this 5 also is connected to this point here. Is that taken? Now, because of I don't want to be cumbersome, I want to clean here off, right? To not get here choked. So using my that's what we have there. Now I've got an E. What do you notice? E is connected to what? To 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after 5, the next thing is what? Is 4. After finishing is 4. After 5 is 4, right? So I need the next point, which is 5, which is 4. Any of one you can take there is evenly distributed. So 5 to 4, I'll just strike an arc here. 5 to 4, I'll also strike an arc here. So I need C to 5 or E to 5, any of them. So C to 5 is here, right? I need 4, so C to 4 is here, or E to 4, any of them. So when I place it from here, arrow, so you can realize that it's the same thing as 2B or 2F here. You can see that. So I'll take the measurement from here to here, and I'll place it at E in order to get 0.4, at C for me to get 0.4. So where they meet at this point, this is my 0.4. Where they meet at this point also is another 0.4. You can use any lettering of your choice. And remember one thing, this is reducing a circle to what? To a square, right? Reducing the what? A circle to what? A square. I have done the one of reducing what? A circle to what? To a circle, or a square to what? To a circle. So if you want to get across those videos, you can click on this link at the right hand side of the screen here in order to access those videos involving triangulations. And you see different questions on triangulation, which you can also study from this particular video here. So we'll proceed. Now, I'll just join from 4 to C and from 4 to E. Is that again? Now the next one after 4 we have 3. So I'll place it here to get from 4 to 3. I'll come here 4 to what? To 3 at this point. Sorry, 4 to 3 at this point. And also 4 to 3 at this point. Oh, good. I can actually bring it back, like zoom it down a little bit. So now I need C to 3. So either C to 3 or E to 3, any of them. So C to 3 at this point. So when I place it here from arrow, I do the same thing as what? 2 at this point here. Can you see that? Now from here to this point, right? I'm going to place it at E to get 3. I'll place it at C to get 3. So this point here is 0.3, and this point here also is also 0.3, right? And I'll just join 3 to E and also 3 to C. You can see 3 to E, 3 to C, the same, they are symmetrical. Now the next thing is my E is connected to 2, similarly my C is connected to 2. So I'll just take from 3 to 2 here. Can you see that? And I'll come here and I'll mark 3 to 2. Also 3 to 2. Right? Then the next thing will now be C to 2 or E to 2, any of them. So I'll get the true length. When I place from here to here, it's same thing as 2B and 2F. So I'll just take the measurement from here to here. and I'll come from C to get 2. I'll come from C here to get 2 also. E to get 2. This point here you're seeing here, this is point 2, and this point you're seeing here is also point 2, right? And I'll just join these two and these two. Okay, and if you have find this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also like the video. And if you have any question, you can comment down the comment section below. And in the comment section, you see different links of different questions involving triangulation. So let's move forward. Now what we have here, we've gotten point 2. The next one we could get what? C is also connected to what? To point 1, right? So this is what we have. So from 2 to 1, any of them, 2 to 1, I'll place it here. I'll strike an arc to get point 1 in this way. Can you see that? And I'll come here also, strike an arc to get point 1. Now we know that C is connected to 1, so from here to 1 is C. Can you see that? And I'll come from here and I'll mark it the same point as 1B or 1F. So to this point here, that's the true length. So I'll come from E, I'll strike an arc to get 1. From C, I'll strike another arc to get 1. So where they meet here, this is point 1. And where they meet here also is also what? Point 1, right? So I'll just use my meter rule. I'm going to join those points together from this point here to E, and from this point here to C. You can see that? Now the next thing we'll be doing here is to get point what? Point D, right? So I'm going to take my measurement and I'll measure from E to what? To D. I'll come here, E, D will be somewhere around here. And the same thing to C to D, D will be somewhere around here. Is that taken? And what they have in common, they have 1 in common. So 1 is also connected to what? To D. Can you see that? To get the true length, I'll place it here. To get my point 1, it will be somewhere around here. You can see the point here. Now move it to this point. So from 1, I'll strike another arc. That will give me D. From 1 here also, I'll strike another arc. That will give me D. So I'll just use my meter rule. And I'm going to connect these points together here. From E to this point D here. Right, this point D. Then from here also, from 1 to this point D here. From here to this point D here. Where is D here? So I'll just connect this to point D, which I'm going to take in. I'm going to connect here to point D too, which I'm going to take in. We are taking, and I'm going to use my French curve and join from 1 straight back to 1. So with the help of my French curve, I'm going to join from 1 here straight back to 1. We have this to 1. Then I have this also to 5. And I have these two. All those points to connect them together. From here. Okay, also. And from here also. This is the development of this given figure here. So when you develop this seam, you're going to have this. I will call this the method of what? Triangulation. We use it when you have too many lines, too many points, right? So we use triangulation by using those points to form what? Different triangles. So if you have found this video helpful, Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.